Dear, dear God, welcome back to the shed. What a heap of crap that thing was. I put it on this morning and I found most of the controls on it were unresponsive completely. And of course, they're not proper buttons, are they? They're those silly little tick, 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 tick things that you get on calculators and remote controls and that sort of thing. Couldn't get it to read any CDs despite the lens being clean and so on. Then it stopped doing the in-out thing completely. The FM radio was always all right as long as you liked all the FM stations coming through together. AM would blow your ears off, and latterly you couldn't turn the volume up or down. Bloody marvellous. If that's the sort of kit that Walmart sell, I'm glad I don't live in the States. Anyway, on to proper audio. This is what I found yesterday when we went up to Emmaus. Adam was after a pair of amplified speakers. He may well have posted a video. I did for him because he's got a bit of a cold at the moment, didn't want to speak. I hope I don't get his bloody cold. But when we were leaving Emmaus, the local charity superstore, as they call themselves, probably just getting in their summer collection now, I noticed as we went to pull away that I said, "Here, there's a record player up there, or a music centre or something." Is there? Of course, we surreptitiously parked behind a large van, and there was a whole heap of crap dumped there. But among it was this rather battered-looking Telux record player called an Audic 80. And the cabinet, I'm afraid, is ruined because it's obviously been rained on. You can see the veneers all coming off, and it's only chipboard underneath. So it would have been a pretty cheapy thing anyway. But the only reason I picked it up really was for this. Single player BSR motorboard. Been after one of these for a while. And the idea is to refurbish this and put it in that ITT record player, 1025 I think it's called, because a black one looks more in keeping. Then the silver one, which is the same sort of animal, I'll put in the Amstrad tower system instead of that atrocious thing that's in there with the dreadful speed control, and I use the term loosely, with the wiper on the circuit board. What a heap of junk, you know. No wonder BSR went up the spout. It was a great shame to see them go, as when you think of all the... All right, they were never wonderful, but they were, pretty good, weren't they? All the decent stuff that they made down the years that kept us entertained for years and years and years, and they ended up like that. The very last ones I remember being made in Brazil. They had a sticker saying, "Made in Brazil." And I should think the Brazilians must have laughed their heads off when they got to make that. Oh dear. Definitely time for a siesta or whatever. Oh dear, I'll go and play some football. Anything rather than make those. So it is free to turn. Well, sort of. I can tell it's full of old gunge and what have you, grease and so on. But, yeah, I think this can be resurrected. Not so sure about the amplifier, because this has obviously been left out in the rain and God knows what, hasn't it? Oh no, the poor thing is in a hell of a state, and the cabinet, no way can I use that again. Ah dear. I had a go the other day using one of the new cameras, a Nikon Coolpix, and I tell you what, it did a beautiful job. It really did do a beautiful job of it, and it came out in stereo on the computer and everything. But when I tried to send it down the wire to YouTube, it come up with something about it was going to take 90 minutes. So I thought, oh, well, and it says something about altering preferences for QuickTime. I was, what? They might as well speak, well, Brazilian. Anyway, so, yeah, so we found one faintly worthy thing yesterday. We didn't find any computer speakers, which was what Adam was after. But we've got a little project going on at the moment because he's being given a Bush television. Yes, I know. Well, we can forgive him because he was given the Bush LCD television, or LED, or whatever it is. He didn't buy it. Before, he had a Sony, which you might think might last a little while, wouldn't you? You know, those awfully nice Sony people. Remember the dreadfully annoying John Cleese in that advert? Yeah, they reckon that when he did the Sainsbury's ones, their takings went down as well. Anyway, moving swiftly on with the Ministry of Silly Walks. Yes, so the sound on these little flat screen tellies now, and even some of the big ones, is atrocious because there isn't enough room in the cabinet to put in decent speakers, is there? You know, forget the old wooden tellies with the big elliptical speakers and the faintly rounded screens, or the console systems that you people had over there in the States, you know, with the bloody great 12-inch woofers at the ends and that sort of thing. Oh dear, talk about do it on steroids, only in America. Why not? And so we've got to find a way of making this thing sound better, because it's driving him up the wall, he says. So the answer is amplified speakers. And I found a couple of circuit boards, and it's just a matter of putting all this equipment into some quite nice Ferguson boombox speakers sent to him by Vintage Sounds 14 a while ago. The boombox itself, well, you know, it had seen better days, but the speakers are nice. There's a proper tweeter and a cloth surround woofer in each, so yeah, they're quite nice. So we can do something with that. And hopefully we can do something with this. Anyway, I've waffled on for far too long, so I shall see you soon.